Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Pragati Engineering College, we are honored to be part of 3rd International Conference on Virtual Reality. We are presenting on application of virtual reality technologies to enhance the cultural perspective in modern society. Let us know what is virtual reality. Virtual reality simulates an environment. This environment could be real or imaginary. Virtual reality also could be created using photography, videography, computer animation, or combination of those. Coming to the goal of VR is to provide the human beings with a virtual environment where we can interact with a computer just as we do in the real world. Virtual reality is being used in education, especially in training like medicine. VR helps the students to grasp the subject more effectively, whereas practical knowledge is more important, so virtual reality is fruitful in education. As now, students are learning from VR, and if the creators include about their culture, then without knowingly there is a chance for the students to misunderstand the culture. Not only by students, virtual reality is being used by doctors at the hospitals, which make easy to identify the disease. Aside from doctors, normal patients are also experiencing the virtual reality by knowing their disease with the help of doctors. One more point to be added to this discussion is that the person's or user's background may also affect the way they interact with the virtual reality, and based on the person's background, each person has unique responses to virtual reality. Let us consider the mentioned case for more clarification. There are two groups. One is a rural isolated Mexican village and other is a civilized culture of the Mexican city. The research found that users have different emotional responses to interaction with virtual reality because the users may have different cultural and technological backgrounds. Hence, this research suggested that users' cultures can fundamentally influence how they interact with the VR. So we can suggest the user must be quick to learn new technologies in virtual reality to lessen the cross-cultural differences. One more interesting fact is that nowadays, virtual reality is being used in surgeries, labor, which make them forget their pain, get themselves immersive in virtual reality. So we can say that studying with virtual reality tools is very interesting. At the same time, student to get exposed to many different sectors, he can broaden his thoughts by this. And virtual reality helps to increase the one's communication skills and social skills. That is, if there are two persons of two different cultures, languages, and they both are learning through virtual reality tool, then if the culture involved is the one of the person's culture, he can help the other person to understand the culture used in virtual reality. In this way, two persons communicate with each other, hence they can increase their communication skills. Let us see the impact of virtual reality. Virtual reality as a technology tool does not contain any attributes that may affect the culture, society, or the public. Whereas virtual reality's main aim is to be used as a technology tool for practicing, mining, tourism, safety, and many more. But it can be realized that there are other factors that come up alongside cultural differences. This may include objects, symbols, etc. The other side of the coin was having different cultures in virtual reality helped the students know the variety of cultures. For example, if we take the language, then the students will be learning the corresponding language which is included in the virtual reality, which in turn provides the knowledge to the student about a new language and helps them to increase their knowledge. Few scientists proved this correct by asking the student who uses the virtual reality as an educational tool, included the different culture, and the tool knowing about a different culture and different language are very interesting. Hence, they can say that students were successful in learning because VR enabled them to experience the target culture in a new, involving, and meaningful way. Most of the reports said that students successfully learned the language by using the virtual reality because virtual reality makes an interactive, new, and meaningful experience throughout the learning process. Additionally, virtual reality creates a virtual environment to collaborate and interact with the peers to learn foreign cultures and languages. By the virtual reality, students who want to learn can benefit more from a VR environment where they are encouraged to learn. As virtual reality can recreate the realistic situations which are very useful to create the stories present in holy books of different cultures, which helps the new generations to understand more about their culture as everyone is unable to read holy books of their respective culture. So the people with same culture or the people who want to learn the culture included in virtual reality can use this for religious practices. As there is more interaction and immersion present in virtual reality, this is very useful to enrich in the religious cultural practices. Since most educators, learners are relying on virtual reality as there is no time for them to create the content creator should not misuse this and should keep cultural differences in mind and design the content. Most of the people are enthusiastic to know the foreign cultures. So many researchers have suggested that virtual reality is also used to make an experience of artifacts, symbols, and cultural architectures. Virtual reality does not provide only a virtual environment to learn the foreign language, but can also transmit the cultural values. Due to this ability of VR, many religious scholars try to spread cultural practices by using this technology. Many researchers declare that VR learning can affect a lot in cultural knowledge that makes many people easily learn the foreign cultures. So by using this virtual reality in language learning makes people forced to learn a foreign language. The people who are learning the cultural experiences of the foreign countries become everyday learning with a native speaker. The researchers note that VR provides an interactive way to the language learners and provides a live experience. And most of the reports said that students successfully learn the language by using the virtual reality because it makes interactive, new and meaningful experience throughout the learning process. Virtual reality creates a virtual environment to collaborate and interact with peers to learn foreign cultures and languages. By the virtual reality, students who want to learn can benefit more from a VR environment where they are encouraged to learn. Several researchers have noticed that VR is impacted by culture in several ways. It becomes a powerful learning tool for users who want to learn a foreign language and their cultures to get better interaction. However, the researchers have noticed that VR is helpful in introducing the interactive environment of cultures. The main effect of VR is providing audio for language learning. This language defines their culture and gets the people communicate with each other. This virtual environment provided by the virtual reality gives a clear knowledge of the cultures, religious symbols, politics, gestures, violence, and religious practices. Thank you.